Hey guys, what it is, it's your girl Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Draw My Life Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping. Because you got to hold your breath for justice, to see justice before all face to blink. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Anyways, I'm coming through today, June the 1st, 2025. So this is the fourth installment under questions for prison wives that I got from Google. This is under personal growth and expectations. So I can link some of the other ones in the description box when I get the time, girl, because for real, sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. If not, just go from this video, scroll up a little bit, girl. Okay, so this is under personal growth and expectations. What are your biggest fears and hopes for your future together? I am the OG prison wife. I have been a prison wife for 23 plus years. My husband is wrongfully incarcerated in the state of Florida. I have been with him and fighting for his freedom from day one. So, expectations of him coming home. Girl, this is crazy because I've never been to a point where I can actually look forward to him coming home. I know when his wrongful sentence first started, I was very hopeful because I really didn't know how the system worked. I thought that it was a mistake that he was wrongfully incarcerated, and then once I brought it to the right person's attention, they were going to quickly fix this and get him home. So did not think it would take over 10 years, right? And then even so, his little public pretender was like, oh, he won't do no more than 10 years. Girl, it's been 23. And then when I did call that man 10 years later, he was like, I never told you that, but I remember your case. And your case, your husband's case, is the reason I don't even practice that type of law, because all they were doing were railroading black men back then. That is what I was told. But he gave me that hope, and that's what I held on to. And then he quickly took it back from me 10 to 11 years later. So from then, I was like, well, my husband is sentenced to 40 years. So that's a rough sentence. It's not really logical to get through it because we were really young. When he was wrongfully arrested, he was 19. I was 20. 2 months off of having our daughter. By the time he was sent off to prison, I was 21, he was 20. We're now 44. I'm about to be 44 4 days from now, 444. So, and he'll be 44 on October the 2nd, which is national, ironically, his birthday is National Wrongful Conviction Day. So, we're going to be 44, and we started this journey at 20. So it wasn't, to even get to this point, that's not really too logical. You don't think you can make it through something like this. Like, that's crazy. Like, when I look back and see what we made it through. So now, I said all that to say I can start putting, anticipating him coming home back on my radar. Like, I literally kind of let that go. So for him to come home, I don't know if I have any fears about him coming home. I don't really have the fear that we won't be together. I do believe we're going to be together. I do believe we're destined. Our destinies were intertwined. I wouldn't have never became the advocate that I am if it hadn't have been for being with someone wrongfully incarcerated, right? This wouldn't have even been my purpose at all. And many things that he does, I do believe my abilities are kind of tied in with his destiny, right? So I do believe we're going to be together. So what fears do I have? Well, I don't know about that, but the one fear that is always, and probably with every prison wife, is that they don't come home. Like, it's dreadful sometimes hearing all the things that happen. Just like rest in peace to Robert Brooks, like those things happen inside those facilities. So it's always the fear that what if he doesn't come home? So I think that could be a fear, getting to that day, and you know what I'm saying. So that, I think that fear lies in every prison wife's head, like the possibility. Another fear that I think lies is that what if he, we're not together? We done did all this time, came down this road with him, and we're not together. Now that one I don't foresee, but you never know, girl. When you only got one choice of cereals, and when you get out and you get to the grocery store, and girl, they got cereal everywhere in all different flavors. Is he necessarily gonna pick me the Raisin Bran? I don't know, girl, but I mean, you got to be realistic with yourself. So it's always a chance that you're taking, right? But is the person worth that chance? That's how I look at it. So I don't know if I have too many fears about him coming home. I do know it's going to be challenges. I do know it's going to be, I have to have grace with him getting back into society, transitioning back into society. He left and society was one way, and it's like when he comes back, it's going to be a whole different world. And you see how fast our world is warping. So even 10 years from now, let's say we're not even using money anymore, right? And honestly, we aren't using money anymore. We're using all these other forms of payments and stuff. Like I said before, when he left and you filled out an application, you went and got a paper application. If you wanted to be fancy, you typed it up with a typewriter, girl. Or I don't even think we did it on a computer like that. But now all job applications, anything is done through the process of a computer. Like, the world has changed so much. So one of my, I guess you could call it fears, is that it may be a little difficult for him to adjust back into society. Like, say somebody that was gone for 10 years, they still were here during the time of social media. They still were here during, this and that. So they kind of, they would need some refreshing. I've seen, Kevin Strickland did 42 years, wrongfully incarcerated, and he got out and he didn't even know how to use the phone. He's like, why are they sending me emojis? Like, I don't get, what's an emoji and why are you sending me this? Like, it's a whole different world. So one of the fears would be him having challenges adjusting back into society. I think in his mind, from what I visualize, what I can visually see, I think he's thinking he's gonna just pick up where he left off. And I'm like, okay, by all means, do it. I pray you do it. But if it's not so easy for him to just, and he wants to be, the man taking care of things, what if he don't get right out and find that job? I think that has to do with kind of the last video we talked about. So how is he going to be able to deal with those things? You know what I mean? For so long, one of the hardest part of prison wife life for them is they don't want to feel like they're dependent on you. So the moment they come home, they definitely don't want to feel like, oh wait, I'm still depending on my wife to take care of me. Like, that's a fear there. If things don't quite go as smooth as he think it is, how is he going to be able to deal with that? So that's probably all the fears that I have with him just adjusting, getting back into, and then us, our relationship has had a strain by this prison sentence. So, can we have the same, because our relationship changed from before prison, our relationship during prison, and then what will be our relationship after. There's going to be things about me that irritates him, irritates the gel out of him. I knows it's gonna be things about him that's gonna irritate the gel out of me, girl. So how is our relationship gonna be after? I think that could be kind of fearful. Also, like, what is going to be our living arrangement right now? I do have an apartment, but apartments are getting ridiculous. And then upon him getting released, if he has that felony background, like where are we going to be able to live together? Now, girl, I had an idea. I wanted to be a van lifer or a car lifer. And I'm like, Marcello, I want to get an RV, and we just, I almost want to be a hippie girl. Like, I don't want to work. I'm tired of working. I just want to be on the road. I want to vlog like my life with Anthony got. Oh my gosh. He goes to campgrounds. He does this. He does that. Like, I literally want to, that's what I want to do. Car lifer. And I ran it past him. Like, you want to get an RV? Like, literally. But I don't know. He might have to actually have a physical location. It depends on how his release is, his I think you do have to, because Rajiva the ruler, when she did time in Florida DOC, I think she did almost 10 years, she was saying that you literally have to have an address once you get out of prison. So that part, so I don't know, like, see, that is kind of fearful, because you really don't know what you're gonna do. It's almost like you want to plan because you got a plan, but how can you fully plan when you really don't know what the plan is? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. But I would say that's some of the fears. And then I will do a second part with the hopes, since I'll do a second part because I got to take the kids to the playground. And I think I'm going to go more in on the hopes when Marcello comes home. All right. So that was answering the question under personal growth and expectations. What are your biggest fears? That's the part I answered for your future together. All right. I will talk to you guys later. It's your girl, Cadillac.